Hello, everybody. Today I would like to talk to you about life after death. Actually, at this moment, we are living a life between lives because all of us have lived before. After one gets born, you sometimes have this empty feeling in your heart. It's like this void or this empty space where you feel nothing can fill that void or that empty space. And then you start searching and try to fill this emptiness or this void inside your heart with everything that you can possibly think of. And then only after some time you realize that there's nothing that can fill this space except God and God's love. So, this space in our hearts that we get born with actually has God's name in it. It belongs to God. It's only God that can fulfill it so that you can feel amazing and that you can feel whole and fulfilled again. I would like to read for you from A Course in Miracles, which is one of the most amazing books that it's my path personally. A Course in Miracles says all paths leads to the same place. So it doesn't matter on which path you are, but in my case, I am on this path of A Course in Miracles. I've been studying it for over 20 years and it's amazing. I would like to read for you today. If you have A Course in Miracles manual, you can stop the video. It's on page 447 of the text in A Course in Miracles, and I'm going to read for you the Forgotten Song. Now, A Course in Miracles, just to give you a bit of background, was written by somebody that channeled Jesus. Jesus wants to be a friend and a brother to us. He says there's nothing that he can do that we can't do. So Jesus was given to us to help us on our life paths, to make it easier and to connect with the divine. A Course in Miracles to me is the best psychology book that you can get, and it's also the best teacher's manual, healer manual, and it's almost like a life manual. When I was young, I used to say to my mom, I so wished one could, when you get born, that there was a manual that was next to your little baby bed, that says this is the way to live your life. And yeah, the Bible, but A Course in Miracles, there's a lot of Bible verses also in A Course in Miracles. So there's a lot of things in the Bible that A Course in Miracles gives recognition to. But what's amazing is that it's channeled directly from Jesus, and it's not the Jesus that we got to know, this character of Jesus that we got taught, but more a Jesus that was an awakened being, a metaphysical being that believed in quantum physics and that was enlightened and awakened in his lifetime. And the main thing that Jesus teaches is love. But to come back to A Course in Miracles, it teaches us to not judge, to be non-judgmental, to love unconditionally, that we are innocent, and that we are not guilty, and that there's not a thing like sin. There's no sin, only mistakes that we make. And it teaches us to forgive. It teaches us about unconditional love. It teaches us that Jesus wants to become our friend and our brother, and that is actually an ascended master. So I would like to start off this talk about life after death by reading the Forgotten Song from A Course in Miracles. The reason why it is because this emptiness and this void that we experience in our hearts reminds me of the Forgotten Song. That's what it actually refers to, our longing to go back and to become part of heaven again, and the company of heaven and the angels and Jesus and God, to go back where we came from. So the Forgotten Song. Listen, perhaps you catch a hint of an ancient state, not quite forgotten, dim perhaps, and yet not altogether unfamiliar, like a song whose name is long forgotten, and the circumstances in which you heard it completely unremembered. Not the whole song has stayed with you, but just a little wisp of melody, attached not to a person or a place or anything particular, but you remember from just this little part how lovely was the song, how wonderful the setting where you heard it, and how you loved those who were there and listened with you. The notes are nothing, yet you have kept them with you, not for themselves, but as a soft reminder of what would make you weep if you remembered how dear it was to you. You could remember, yet you are afraid, believing you would lose the world you learned since then. And yet you know that nothing in the world you learned is half so dear as this. Listen and see if you remember an ancient song you knew so long ago and held more dear than any melody you taught yourself to cherish since. Beyond the body, beyond the sun and stars, past everything you see, and yet somehow familiar, is an arc of golden light that stretches as you look into a great and shining circle, and all the circle fills with light before your eyes. The edges of the circle disappear, and what is in it no longer contained at all. The light expands and covers everything, extending to infinity, forever shining and with no break or limit anywhere. Within it, everything is joined in perfect continuity. Nor is it possible to imagine that anything could be outside, for there is nowhere that this light is not. This is the vision of the Son of God, whom you know well. Here is the sight of him who knows his Father. Here is the memory of what you are, a part of this with all of it within, and joined to all as surely as all is joined in you. Accept the vision that can show you this and not the body. You know the ancient song and you know it well. Nothing will ever be as dear to you as this ancient hymn of love the Son of God sings to his Father still. And now the blind can see, for that same song they sing in honor of their Creator gives praise to him as well. The blindness that they made will not withstand the memory of the song, and they will look upon the vision of the Son of God, remembering who he is they sing of. What is a miracle but this remembering, and who is there in whom this memory lies not? The light in one awakens it in all, and when you see it in your brother, you are remembering it for everyone. Now, of course, in miracles also teaches that we are all one. And it also teaches that, that we are not a body. It actually says, I'm not a body, I'm free, I'm still as God created me. So there are actually two meanings of life after death. It can mean the life that we live now, or it can mean when you pass away in this life and you go to the other realm and you join the other side, the company of heaven. That can also mean life after death. That can also mean the other side. Now, it's amazing to think that we are not a body. So if we lie our earthly bodies aside, if we put our earthly bodies down, we still continue to live. There isn't such a thing as death. We are free. We are eternal beings. God is knowledge, existence, and awareness. And we are experience and awareness. So it says when we're born, we bring that awareness of God with us because we will always stay awareness. We are created in the image of God, so we are like God. We are little aspects of God. Each of us carry a little bit of God in ourselves. So when we get born, we come to this planet, we forget where we come from. We're supposed to forget completely, but we still have our awareness with this void in our hearts that we search to fill. And what we do here is we come to experience because God is knowledge, existence, and awareness, and we are awareness, existence, and experience. So the difference is the knowledge that's with God and we that come to experience so that evolution can take place. So we come to this planet to experience with our senses. We are powerful creators and we create with God. We come here to live our highest excitement. That is the way that we create. I'm going to explain it now that we talk about it. I want to talk about the law of the circle. The law of the circle is a lot like the law of gravity. It's just the law. Now, it's like people that go to heaven, that pass over, talk about when they see God as this huge ball of energy, like a sphere. And in it, it is vibrant, it's moving, it's reverberating. There are streams and currents of energy, and it's blue and electric. It's they say it's beautiful, and you can just sense all this love and beauty as soon as you go close to that. But the belief goes that that circle that they see is the heart of our Mother, Father, God, that we see on the other side, because God is actually everywhere. When you look around you and you look at the space, I'm now sitting in the space. I'm filling a bit, with my shape in the space that's called history. So if I bring my hand to the front, I'm actually lifting my hand in space. So God is space. All the space that you see and experience is God. So we can never be alone. We are actually inside God. And just to imagine that, how close God is to us, who would have thought? You would never think that the space that you live in, that you get up in the morning into the space, and your bed is in the space, your house, your family, everybody's in the space. So we protected and loved because we are inside this existence, also existing ourselves in this sea, in this sea of love and knowledge. And we are existence. We can never stop to exist. We can never cease to exist. Existence can never be non-existence. I'm an eternal being. We are all eternal beings. The moment that you start existing, you cannot stop to exist. We are all powerful and holy beings. And as I said, we are here to live our highest excitement. A Course in Miracles says, God is the mind with which I think. God is the love in which I forgive. God is the strength in which I trust. I am sustained by the love of God. So I can never be without God. Now, how this law of the circle, or the law of love, or the law of life works, is that this beautiful sphere of blue electric light is in heaven. One day all of us are going to return to heaven, and then you can decide if you want to go back if you want to come back to planet Earth or stay in heaven. It's your choice. We are so free to choose whatever we feel like. Now, everything is energy. Our thoughts, feelings, words, actions, everything carries energy. It's like electronic energy. It's like light energy. And God is filling us with love, and the God love, and our Mother, Father's God fills us. Into our crown chakra, we get this beautiful white light that continuously enters our crown chakra, and it enters our heart, and it fills our heart with God's love heart flame. So there's this beautiful love flame that ignites in all of our hearts, if we allow that white light to enter through our crown chakras into our heart flames. Now, every thought, action, word, deed, thought, feeling, words and actions carries energy, and it goes from you. It goes from your heart, and it goes through the universe, through space, to that God heart, where the company of heaven is. So when it reaches there, if it was negative and filled with negative thoughts, feelings, words, actions, beliefs, then it catches onto all the other negative thoughts, feelings, words, and actions in the universe. Collectively, it gets magnified, it gets enhanced, it goes bigger. And then when it reaches the God heart, the Mother Father's heart in heaven, that sphere that I spoke of, if it's filled with negativity, the company of heaven will send it back, and it will be like misqualified energy. It won't be allowed into the God's heart. So it gets sent back to us because we are powerful creators. God is a creator, and we are created in His image. So we are also creators. So what we're supposed to do, we're supposed to take that energy that comes back to us and transmute it, transform it, transcends it, and then try again. We get another opportunity moment by moment, minute by minute, second by second. In every continuous now second, we get a new opportunity to make a new decision. What thought, word, action, or behavior, we are going to send out. And if it's filled with love or beauty, luckily, it also attaches to other beautiful thoughts of beauty and love and light. And then when it follows that journey and that path to the God heart, when it reaches heaven and the company of heaven, all the angels and everybody, they qualifies it as loving and light enough, and then it enters the God's heart, our Mother Father God's heart, and then the our Mother Father God's heart take that energy in, and then that sphere expands, and it gets bigger and bigger, and that expansion that just grows bigger is evolution. That is why the universe, is forever growing and getting bigger and bigger, expanding and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So we are actually part of creation, and we are such powerful beings that we have the power and the holiness and the love and light inside of our own heart flames to have thoughts, feelings, words, and actions that also reverberates love and beauty and light. And that is actually our responsibility. Now, luckily, we have an opportunity in each moment. So each of you know that how much they talk about the now moment, in this instant. Usually in this instant is where you can find God. It's much more difficult to find God in the past or in the future. But in this instant, this choice that I make in this instant, I can make a new choice. Now it's like somebody have a film strip in their hands, and the film strip is hanging here, and all the little frames of your life is on the same film strip. So you come to this planet, and then you experience frame by frame by frame by frame on this film strip, and that second after second after second, or moment after moment after moment, that is what we experience as continuity, and that we experience as time and space. So to experience, we need the illusion of time, space, distance, opposites. Like it takes time to go through that photo frame from this photo to that one. It takes time to go through all the frames. So that is the illusion that from here to there is distance. It's in a different space from there to there. And it's an opposite there and here. So time and space is what we use. Time and space doesn't exist, or time and distance, actually. Time and distance doesn't exist in the afterlife. It's different there. You experience everything simultaneously in the same moment, like holding this film strip. So you don't. And that is what makes Earth so amazing, because we can experience frame by frame by frame. to experience that continuity that makes it feel like it's an experience. But if, say, an angel would hold a film strip of your life, in that same instant, all the frames will exist on that strip. So that is how the now works. So you have this opportunity to keep on making new decisions. So that is what we do here. We are on this planet to live our highest excitement, to have amazing experiences, after we have forgotten when we come here, it is our duty to find out who we are, to realize again, to become self-realized, to awaken to the fact that we are love and light and that we are aspects of God. So yes, then it makes sense that A Course in Miracles says, I'm sustained by the love of God. God is the mind with which I think. God is the love in which I forgive. God is the strength in which I trust. We all walk each other home. Isn't that amazing? And yeah, to think that once you exist, you can never stop existing. So religion then becomes love, and every heart your temple. I want to repeat that. So religion then becomes love, and every heart your temple. I would like to talk a bit about life after death and the experiences, and how we know that life after death really exists. The technology, you guys, are just amazing, because there's so much proof. There's so many things that we can use as proof. It's actually now an accepted fact that there is life after death. There are a university that did some NDEs, near-death experience interviews, and they asked the patients certain questions, and if it was a verifiable fact, if they could verify it, then they had written it down in a manual. And there's a whole manual already written. So that university has decided that it's a known fact that life after death really exists. I will give you one example. They would interview a lady that had an NDE, and she would say, my soul left my body when I had a heart attack, and then I was on the third floor. My soul took me to the third floor, and on the third floor I saw in that room number there was a red tacky and a white tacky, a red shoe and a white shoe, sports shoe, next to each other. And then they would send somebody quickly up to go and have a look, and they would take a picture. There was the red shoe and the white shoe next to each other. So that then becomes a verified fact. So that whole manual is full of facts that could be verified. So that's the one thing. What another cardiologist did is he had put some stickers like golden stars and moons on the hospital equipment, on top of the equipment where they never cleaned, and so when the soul leaves the body, that soul could actually see the sticker. And after the NDE, the near-death experience, when they return and they tell about the experience, they would say they saw this most funny thing. They saw this golden star on the heart monitor, for instance. So there are so many examples of experiments that people already has done to prove this. Another one is that's excellent is of Sonia Rinaldi. You can find her on the internet. She does a lot of experiences, to prove that there's life after death and to bring people in contact with their loved ones. For instance, what she does is she uses vapor, or like a moist, like you would get from a vaporizer. And she would take a video camera and put it, that the video camera is fixated on this mist. or this vapor. And then what happens, she would get a photo of the loved one, put the photo there, and then put an intention out that this is the loved one that she wants to call in. And then she goes to sleep with the photos there of the loved ones that she wants to come in, so that she can show their family members that they are okay and they are on the other side and they're well and they loved and everything is okay. And then she goes to sleep, and then the next day she would take this material and analyze it, and she would get pictures. It's amazing. You know, you can recognize the person on the video. You know, if you compare it with the person on the photo that passed over, you can see it's the same person. There are so many examples. I think the last time I looked, there was over 200 photos that she posted of people that passed over, their photos, and how they came through on the video. And then there's another way nowadays with technology. They call it EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, where they use white noise. So they put a tape recorder or a voice recording system, they switch it on, and then in the background they play white noise. Now you can make it yourself by recording water that falls in the shower or falling rain. So you play that in the background, you switch on the tape recorder, put your attention out, which loved one you would like to have a conversation with or a message from, then you go back to sleep, and then the next morning when you listen back, you will hear this person's voice. And it's amazing, the messages. And then you can listen back the next day at different speeds to the sound that came through. And you would be able to listen to the messages of loved ones. And they're busy developing a phone now, like a cell phone, that you will be able to communicate with your loved one on the other side. Isn't that amazing? Now, I think this is everything about the talk that I wanted to do today. If you enjoyed the video, I would like you to subscribe, maybe buy me a cup of coffee, follow the link how to do that, or just share this link of my channel, or subscribe to my channel to watch more videos if you found it interesting. And I would like to see you again then. And yes, I would like to end this talk. Also, I would like to read from A Course in Miracles again, the Epilogue, which is the very last page in A Course in Miracles, the very last part, because I find it also so applicable. And remember what we said. So religion then becomes love, and every heart your temple, and we all walk each other home, that home there. And we can just as well enjoy our time and have lovely experiences on this planet, because most definitely we will return home. The Epilogue of Course in Miracles, page 91. Forget not once this journey is begun, the end is certain. Doubt along the way will come and go to come again, yet is the ending sure. No one can fail to do what God appointed him to do. When you forget, remember that you walk with him and with his word upon your heart. Who could despair when hope like this is his? Illusions of despair may seem to come, but learn not to be deceived by them. Behind each one there is reality, and there is God. Why would you wait for this and trade it for illusions, when his love is but an instant further on the road where all illusions end? The end is sure and guaranteed by God. Who stands before a lifeless image, when a step away, the Holy of the Holies opens up, an ancient door that leads beyond the world? You are a stranger here, but you belong to him who loves you as he loves himself. Ask but my help to roll the stone away, and it is done according to his will. We have begun the journey. Long ago the end was written in the stars and set into the heavens with a shining ray that held it safe within eternity and through all time as well, and holds it still, unchanged, unchanging, and unchangeable. Be not afraid. We only start again an ancient journey long ago began, that but seems new. We have begun again upon a road we travelled on before, and lost our way a little while, and now we try again. Our new beginning has the certainty the journey lacked till now. Look up and see His word among the stars, where He has set your name along with His. Look up and you find and look up and find your certain destiny. The world would hide, but God would have you see. Let us wait here in silence and kneel down an instant in our gratitude to Him who called to us and helped us hear His call. And then let us arise and go in faith along the way to Him. Now we are sure we do not walk alone, for God is here, and with Him all our brothers. Now we know that we will never lose the way again. The song begins again, which had been stopped only an instant, though it seems to be unsung forever. What is here begun will grow in life and strength and hope. Until the world is still an instant and forgets all the dream of sin has made of it. Let us go out and meet the newborn world, knowing Christ has been reborn in it, and that the holiness of His rebirth will last forever. We had lost our way, but has found it. We had lost our way, but He has found it for us. Let us go and bid Him welcome, who returns to us to celebrate salvation, and the end all of we thought we made. The morning star of this new day looks on a different world, where God is welcomed and His Son with Him. We who complete Him offer thanks to Him, as He gives thanks to us. The sun is still, and in the quiet God has given Him, enters His home, and is at peace at last. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and to buy me a cup of coffee if you'd like to. I would love to see you again. Thanks.